records, you know, when the first bloke who, like, made 1,000 of his own up in Huddersfield or something like that. That was, early 70s. You know, we thought, making your own records? Can't do that, can't stop them now. Anyway, here we are, Janice. First time, well, again this week, but first time for the pop press. Now, Richard, who I was finishing off with last week, and we thought, oh, summer, silly season, there's never any proper pop news or anything. Sounds we looked through, NME we looked through, couldn't find anything, you know, I mean, well, with some things, but it's all a bit daft. Pick up Record Mirror, first one off the pile this week. There it is, silly season again, straight out, opens it up, what is it, you know. There's a lady, 3 ladies here. I'll show you the photograph in a minute. It's a chap called Colin Hood, who I'm told is a club disc jockey. And it says he was at Dartford Flicks judging a Miss Wet T-shirt competition. And the winner is Suzanne Hart, and the runners-up were Fiona Watkins and Denise Bust. No, hang on, it's all. Buist. There's an... I'm saying, let's have a look at the picture. No, I think I was probably... Here, Janice, I think I was right the first time. Anyway. Oh, yes, my goodness. Anyway, Denise Bust in there. Good. Congratulations, Denise. Sorry it didn't come first. Don't know why. Any road. On we go. I tell you one, people... Janice, stop looking at it. Put it down.
No, you said it's wet T-shirt, but they haven't got anything on the top.
Well, they had T-shirts, obviously. You can see where they've been. Any road up. So let's move on. So, Melody Maker was one that, for some reason, people think, oh, as if this is some academic look through the pop papers. I just pick a few up, have a browse through. Melody Maker came in a bit late. I just didn't have time to open it. Wish I had. Not the silly season there. Absolutely crucial people.
Good.
There they are. I turn it. This is last week's Melody Maker. Guess who's in it? Me! And it says they'd like to thank that eloquent fellow John Walters for all his kind comments about our McLaren coverage. The pop press is featuring in the pop press. It's getting like that. And now I'm talking about their feature of our feature of the pop press. It's like being in a room full of mirrors. But anyway, they complain that Colin Irwin, is mortified that Walters failed to identify the author of the piece. I couldn't see his name. And he was the folk buff, and it was Malcolm talk, isn't it? Colin Irwin just cut it up into little pieces, like William Burroughs stuck it all together, you know, didn't write anything of himself. Just as long as you mention the name, they don't care. Turn the page, last week's Melody Maker, there it is again. They're even writing letters about me to Melody Maker. It says, to me, dear John Walters and Steve Sutherland. Now, this is from somebody called Nigel Warwick, who wrote to complain that Peel had slagged off Japan. What's his name? Vanian, Sylvian, whatever he's called. One of those people, anyway. He wrote in and said, oh, how dare you, and I hope John Peel drops dead and all this sort of thing, you see. But now I'm mentioning him, and I thought, because it's always women who write those letters, it's always girls. And I said, well, this young lady, and then I looked, I said, oh, no, it's him. But no, he's written in, dear John Walters and Steve Sutherland. She? You mean he? It says, I'm male, John. Seriously, though. Seriously, though, well, he's not been other than serious yet. Seriously, though, I was pleased and embarrassed about having my name on Radio 1 and in Melody Maker. Don't worry, John, I'll listen to you in the future. So Nigel is listening now. Must be, obviously. The biggest thanks must go to Steve, though. Oh, God, he says this sounds like Jim will fix it. You're by far my favourite journalist ever. I'm not trying to creep or anything, just giving you praise justly deserved. P.S. I still hate the NME. P.P.S. I still want to kill John Peel. Nigel Warwick. Well, Nigel Warwick, they're listening. They don't mind as long as you mention the name. Hello, fat face. I hope he hasn't got a fat face. He'll probably sue me. Anyway, that's got him out of the way. And even Melody Maker say, flattery, Nigel, we'll get you everywhere, but that's your lot. Your 15 minutes are up. And they are, Nigel. I don't want to hear any more from you. Let's get on to something a little more serious. What have we got in this week's Melody Maker? It's changed. Son, look at that now. Look at that heading.
I like it.
You like it, of course, because you're a now person. I'm not a now person. I don't like it. I look at it here. It's like computerised, digital, doesn't it? You look at it, it doesn't say Melody Maker anymore. It says like, beep, beep, Melody Maker. You know, it's like a digital watch. So it's got, like the E is just 3 straight lines, like equals with an extra one. Doesn't it? It looks like a bit of licorice all sort on the top there. But that's contemporary. People who've got computers, they know all about that. What have they got in it? Oh, another new feature. Look at this.
Oh, gorgeous.
A Smith's poster! And some quotes from Morrissey's got 1 or 2 things to say down the side there. And also quotes from Johnny Marr, who was on Roundtable last week, and not too well. Had a bit of a throat, so he's got a few things to say in a quiet sort of way. But there it is. That's a new step forward. Is there anything else? No, I turn the pages. Wally of the Week's still there. But it's Salvador Dali. I've been Wally of the Week, now Salvador Dali, the artist. Wally of the Week. He's at death's door and they're making Wally of the Week. Heartless. They know what that's what to be young. Computers and heartless. Beep, 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 beep. make them, whatever. Oh, and they do a little sort of jokey thing where they take the mickey out of themselves as if they were like the sun or something like that, you know. Wow, what's happening? Rest assured, we have at this very moment a highly trained hit squad combing the bars of Fleet Street to bring you the truth in such earth-shattering issues as John Peel. See, it's all us again. Is it the axe? Or is he dressing up as Janice Long? That's what it says here. Let's see, at least we on Nighttime Radio 1, now, which I involve myself in a small level, obviously, because I'm on, and obviously we're working with Peely. You, me and him. See, we're crucial. The Melody Maker, they can't let us alone. Here we are, and they think that Peely is actually getting an extra show dressing up as you. No, I can vouch for that. Turn the pages again. There's also... Peel's in again.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10 bald people. Comes number 9. Eno comes 4. Errol Brown, he's top. Well, he would be. Peel wasn't pleased about that. I showed it to him. Very iffy about that one. Wait a minute, I turn talk. People at home, they always think I cut little bits out, but they can hear it rustling here. Talk. Have you seen this?
Yes,
It says,
I have.
Heartfelt congrats, salutations and shouts of your round from us here in Makerville to svelte doyen of the airways, Janice Long. The Scouse person with the heart of gold now firmly ensconced in the prestigious 7 p.m. evening slot on trusty Radio 1. Well done, Janice, well done, they say. Don't trust them. Don't you trust them, mate. I was Wally of the Week. I was Chap of the Week first. A couple of weeks later, I was Wally of the Week. They build you up in show business, they let you down. You see, look, soon I turn the pages again. What do I find? On the air. They list what's on the air. Wednesday, that was last night. They were all right about last night. Melody Maker, they were all right about yesterday. Janice Long, a cappella in session. Thursday, Janice Long, flame-haired temptress Janice presents the cult in session. They're talking about us here. Flame-haired temptress. But you think, oh, this is smashing your basket, isn't it now? See your little face all shiny, little cheeks. I don't know. You wait. Top of the pops, they say. 6:55, top of the pops. Janice Long and John Peel yet again. ... You see, already, this is the same edition. At least they waited to knock me. It took 2 or 3 weeks before they knocked me down. Let's have a look what they say on Saturday. Janice Long, Ms. Long, they've got you down to now, not flame-haired temptress, Ms. Long, currently holding a monopoly over the nation's airwaves, introduces sessions from 7 sounds and the high five. That's what happens, you see. They've knocked you straight away, same edition. A picture of Peel here in sounds. In fact, it's not a picture of Peel. It's a picture of somebody who looks like Peel, who looks daft. It's some kids' entertainer on Central TV, some kids' show on Saturday morning. Just because it looks like Peel, they print it and have a go at Peel. That's the press. I know these boys. You're young. You're innocent. Well, you're young anyway. But I mean, straight away, sounds. I turn the page. It's not only are they knocking a bloke who looks like Peel, I'm knocking Peel through him. Here it is. What's on top of the pops? Janice Long, the identikit rasp-voiced dingbat virago. You see, you've been 1 minute flame-head temptress, a dingbat virago. Now, and they compare you with Miss Nightingale. Which one of you is going to sue? Hey, blimey, it's going to be difficult. John Peel, they even put him as friend of superstar John Walters. So there you go. But we're all getting mentioned. That's the important thing. As long as the pop press has mentioned you. OK, what is there seriously in the pop press? Let's have a quick look. NME, boom, you know... It's like the sort of thing they leave by beds in hotels, isn't it? You know, organisations leave one by the bed. There it is, in case you've got nothing to read, blimey. What a killer, it'll do that. Ooh, stacks of it. When it came back, you know, when it finally came back, and I remember my secretary saying, oh dear, you know, sort of, I mean, she was looking forward to it coming back, but, the work involved, just picking it up and down, turning the pages, so much in it, you know. But there is a lot in it. You see, they've got Al Pacino, who we were talking about only on Tuesday, because he's on the stage here at the moment in London. I'd seen him, and good piece on him. They always have good pieces. There's plenty to read. Won't got spade through it. It's always having a go, though, isn't it? Whack, whack, whack. That's how they go. The enemy, you get in there, they'll give you a whacking. Still, perhaps you deserve it. Who can say? Mark Armand. They've got pages on Mark Armand and a photograph, haven't they?
That photograph.
Who looks as though he's like runner-up in a Miss T-shirt Miss Underpants competition by the looks of it, and he's lost them. I don't know, what a strange photograph. He's coming into Round Table week on Friday.
Dressed.
I hope so. Boy George is coming in as well. That's the first hint. We're releasing that news today. Should be rather good, actually, if I can get in myself through all the girls. Anyway, where are you? Mark Armand, there is Pete Wiley, old mate of yours, Pete Wiley. I mean, I know him, a nice enough boy. All the while thing. But whoever it is who has a go... Oh, it's Barney Hoskins. Has a go, and he goes up to Liverpool, has a go and talks to him. But really, because the trouble is with NME people, they've got ideas of their own. Haven't they? They don't go in and just say, right, Janice, give us your ideas. Let's find out who you are. They walk in and say, what do you think about Namibia then, Janice? Kind of thing. You think, what? You know, I'd never touch it, you know. I'd never drink the stuff. You know, but I mean, they come in and so old Barney Hoskins comes in and it's a bit embarrassing. You start to you're reading it, but you're trying to, like, look the other way because gradually old Wiley, you know, he comes in and starts giving him whacks about his political standpoint. Do you believe this? Don't you think that pop can so-and-so? You're not seriously telling me. It's like that, and you see Wiley apparently starts to make a lot of pots of tea. So the whole room's full of pots of tea that Wiley's making to keep his hands occupied, because it's just a really... You know, I felt, well, come on, give him a chance, because who expects these little pop people? Nice enough chap, Wiley, but of course they expect them to come up with some political resolution, some way of solving the affairs of the world. I never expected it, so I'm never let down. NME people they expect, like, actors to be gurus or something like that. I don't expect that. Look at it, you see, they're cutting their own throats, they're whacking themselves on the head. Talk about help the police, beat yourself up. Here's the NME. Here, what? War on pop! NME was a pop paper when I started. War on pop! NME slams the flim flam. Oh, you think, is it a new group? No, they mean the hoochie coochie of pop, whatever that all means. And they're having a go at it, mainly through this... I'll say it's an article, it's more like somebody's, like, end-of-course dissertation or something like that, by Ian Penman. Smart boy, obviously. I mean, it's obviously very deep. I can't understand it. I've got a degree and I can't understand it. But I started to read it. I thought I'll quote some bits. It starts off, here's the first paragraph. This is typical of your NME. I mean, you don't like to knock them because they'll knock me, sure as... eggs are eggs, what? I mean, they start off, in a period of crisis. This is Penman, he says, in a period of crisis, as we say, a period of decadence and renewal, when the institution, in this case pop, is on the blink and the brink, provocation to think about our subject brings together in the same instant flow of memory and exposure to the future. What do we want to hear of pop? What do we fear is going wrong? Why war? If we have any future, any belief in any number of futures, then it can only be anticipated in the form of an absolute danger. Why has our faith in pop music lessened? Why has the media contributed to the decline? And it goes up and you think, I don't know, whose round is it? That's the question I ask usually about this time of day. They go on and he's talking about Malcolm McLaren comes in again. He's described as the Andre Breton of pop. You don't know who Andre Breton is, do you? I mean, something to do with Dadaism and all that sort of thing. I mean, I've got a degree, I know that. Most people don't. Pop in the media carries on. This is about 3,000 words in. Pop in the media, says Penman. Pop as the media, Sunday Times to Smash Hits, Newsnight to Hearsay, prevails like the phantasm of some failed hack's bout of delirium tremens, a monster comprised of a million heads, a million tongues, and no body, no nervous system, no sense of direction. Well, Peel and I are having a look, trying to work what he's talking about, and I'm sure the meaning is in there, but Peel said, well, that's what I like about it. That it's got no sense of direction. I like pop. I don't want it to know where he's going. You know, Hitler knew where he was going. You know, I mean, we like pop to be pop. But I mean, here's a typical paragraph. Now, it says, an astute historian might feasibly interject here something like, why is the current complexion of neutrality of a different order than, say, the girl groups of the early 60s? Where does the different tone, the jubilation, emanate from? Is it textual or contextual? You've often thought that, haven't you, yourself, haven't you, Jenny? I sit there, I think of nowadays, I'm awake half the night. Is it textual or contextual? I think I don't understand the question. Why can the Shangri Las still coerce straight across the ideological spectrum?
Exactly.
Well, whose round is it, I ask again? That's my question, because usually when I've had a few drinks, that's when I put on the Shangri Las. And the danger point at mine is when I start to sing along with it, that's when people go for the coast. I'm sure, I'm not putting Penman down, or the whole NME approach to it, because there's so, obviously, it's stacks of stuff, it's so dense as a paper, but there's so much of it, you think, ooh, I can't carry on like that forever, you know. I'm too thick for it, that's the problem. You see, there's also quite a good interview in there. Cynthia Rose does one with Robert Wyatt. But then there's one in Sounds with Robert Wyatt that throws up the sort of thing I like from pop, just little bits of silly snippets. I'm afraid I'm not deep enough. And this person here in Sounds points out that the Biko song, you know, apparently he said he first heard Biko, that's Robert Wyatt, Peter Gabriel's song for the murdered black South African student organiser, not in its original form, but as a version by Martin Simpson on the late Alexis Corner's show. And then Robert says, Martin's what they call a folk singer. And so he says, which just means you don't play with electric instruments as I understand it, because in a country which hasn't got any peasants, I don't know what folk music means. Then he says, I didn't know it was Peter Gabriel's song. So he'd already heard the song by Martin Simpson, wants to record it, and so he says, I know he'd written one, though, Peter Gabriel, and I thought it'd be great to do his song for the B-side of this one. So I bought the Peter Gabriel record and found out it was the same peeping song. So, there you go. But all those sort of snippets that you think everybody knows, like all these... Morrissey is here in record... In fact, they do a thing with all the Smiths for a change. Every member gets a chance to say. But Morrissey, they actually ask him, which I never thought of asking him. I've met him a couple of times, never asked him. They just say, what prompted you to actually call your group the Smiths? Well, Morrissey says, because it occurred to me that nobody could put any possible connotations on the name, and I really like that because it came to a time when group names were vastly important, were biblical, were monstrous, and had a great deal to say. They were very long and were in themselves a lifestyle. I wanted to get rid of all that kind of rhetorical drivel. Just say something incredibly basic. The Smiths, to me, sounded quite down to earth. And then they say, now you're established in show business, you know, sort of, do you have a lot of friends in the business? And so, oh, no, he's not very keen on that. So they said, well, do you have many friends? No, I don't. Well, says those that you have, are they in the music business? They're in the group, in the Smiths. So I was a little bit limited there. But quite interesting to hear all the others do. Finally, before we finish, let's have a quick look. One review I was interested to see. One of the colour supplements on Sunday had a new group, the Roaring Boys, that CBS apparently have put about $250,000, $350,000 into. They look a bit like Duran Duran, too many of them for a start, I think, in the photo, but they were doing a gig at the Rock Garden. Ooh, Melody Maker sent somebody along. These boys know where they're going all right. Yes, sir, they've seen the charts, they've studied the form, they wrote the songs. Dancing in Your Sleep wasn't so bad. But now they're out there doing just the best that they can. Good luck, lads, you'll need it. Ooh, it started already in seeing Melody Maker. Good luck, lads, you'll need it. Knocking them straight away like you. Hello, Janice, fat face. Straight away, you've had it. See, no. So if you like your music all nice and convenient, Rebel stance included free of charge, then you'll like the Roaring Boys. But hurry and catch them soon. I doubt if they'll be around too long. People at CBS have gone, is it too late to come stop the chat? You know, you can't tell. Let's see. Well, I'll be interested when the Roaring Boys will finally, I'm sure we'll feature it on Round Table and see what they're up to. Finally, this is my approach to them. I don't particularly listen to them, to the group. There's no nonsense. They don't take some political stance as far as I know. I mean, you know, there we are. It's just there. I don't need to worry about them. Motorhead. Straightforward stuff. Good lads. 5 stars. Let's have a look at what the press think of Motorhead, because you were playing the single earlier, you were enthusing about it. Now you can get all the black cataloguers, it's black as well, and back catalogue, here it all is. Motorhead, says Gary Bushell, of course, who else in sounds, 5 stars, a leather-bound album. And it is. Here's the cover there, leather, you see. Amazing. And he says, at least it's functional. The first album sleeve, you can turn into a saddle. And so he goes on and says, perfection. He says, absolutely wonderful. Move to Record Mirror. Surprise, surprise, they say. When you eventually get to play this collection of the beautiful one's finest moments, it could almost give heavy music a good name. They say. Melody Maker, Motorhead have proved itself to be one of the most durable concepts in rock. And they go on about it, seeing how wonderful it is, you know. And that right at the end, they say, 1 or 2 nice surprises there. The Motorhead Girls' School collaboration, Please Don't Touch, is crisp mid-tempo rockabilly, both catchy and incisive. I'd like to hear that, and I'm sure I will do in a minute. I turn to Enemy, Paul de Noyer. I suppose he pronounces it Paul de Noyer, doesn't he?
Noyer.
Does he just say Noyer? Paul de Noyer. Like Charles Boyer, yeah. Paul de Noyer says, straight away, we know this album boasts the very finest moments in heavy rock history. And he also refers to Please Don't Touch, collaboration with Girls' School. Long may they rage, says Paul. Well, we'll hear it in a minute, but first I notice he also says, incidentally, he says, with the aid of some sharp scissors, the leather sleeve can be fashioned into one quite serviceable pair of sword and sorcery style underpants. This could be for you, Janice. Hang on a minute, hold on.
She is as well.
Here we go. Just get there. Cut the pair of legs in. Now, pull them up. But bit of cooking fat. Got some cooking fat around your bum. Is it? Oh!
What do you think?
Oh, it's certainly.